Hello, beautiful viewers. How are you doing? My name is Dr. Mas, and I want to welcome you back to another episode right now, right here on Pasha TV. Also, behind the cameras, we have African Real. Amu mwenyewe ako pale nyuma ya kamera pia. We shall be tagging in the description link to his channel. Yeah, so once more, tuko Kisumu na tumekuja zungumza tu kudiscuss na Spiritualist kuhusu mambo ambayo yamekuwa yakifanyika throughout the week. Yeah. We have a lot of controversies ambazo zimekuwa zikifanyika, especially during the burial of CDF, the Chief of Defense Forces, Mr. Ogolla. Yeah, so kulikuwa na a lot of things, and we have seen a lot of controversies online. We have seen comments. People are saying that some cultures were breached. So that's why we are here in Kisumu today to talk to the Dreadlocks Master or the Spiritualist. Hatuambie mengi kuhusu hizo culture. So karibu tena sana kwenye episode leo.
Kwa majina naitwa Nabii Gogo. I'm a spiritualist. Yeah. I'm also a herbalist too. So I do go through spiritual knowledge. I teach people about the spiritual knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you say about whatever happened at Ogolla'S place?
Yeah, that scenario was actually, it wasn't making sense at all because that guy was buried like a minor. And that was somebody who is having a rank of a chief. Traditionally, we can give him a rank of chief priest. No, not chief, the chief. I mean, so he should be given a mass burial yenye iko na heshima kidogo, because he was just buried like a mere person, which was not even right. And I don't know how the elders talked about this, and there's a lot of things they did not follow as Luos. We have protocols of burial such kind of people. That one is a family man and is an elder man, like the son is grown. I think akona wajukuu. Unaweza pata kama ule kijana kama hajaenda sana, maybe alikuwa na ngedhi ya saizi angefaa ametukua na mtoto. Na Ogolla saizi anafaa kuwe grandfather. So angefaa follow the due protocol of Luo culture. We call it our Luo, that in our language we call the Luo Kitigi. Kaka wan yikwa Ramogi, wanyakwa Luo kitwa kod timbewa. Ka ng'ato dhi e liel kata ka ng'ato maduong' otho, mwaluongo ni a leader, kata ng'ama is a family man manigi dala, miluongo ni jadala, ng'ama go dala manigi dala ne manigi rangae. Jaranga chokik kaka ja Simba, tunoiko Ogolla kaka ja Simba. Yeah, so that guy, no, they did a wrong thing. I don't know, even if it was a state burial, fine, there's no problem. But angefaa pewe some dignified burial. And even the father did not even communicate. And there was no mourning. And we have so many things by participating in this kind of ritual stuffs. People did not eat. I don't know if they slaughter anything. Because somebody who has a family, who has a home, there is a due process that must be followed. Lazima wangechinja kitu, wachinje ng'ombe pale, represent hiyo damu pale ina represent the rituals for this death not to repeat itself again. There are so many procedures. Like the wife did not mourn. We will talk about these things. The son enter into the grave. Yes. I don't know. Was it making sense? That is not our culture. As Luo, that is not our culture. That's not how we should do that. And there's due process that should be taken, even after burial. Even if during the time this guy was being brought, hata kama angekuwa state burial like that, kuna ile the wazee, because this guy was mzee. As long as uko na boma yako, wewe ni mzee. Lazima sasa the council of elders within you, lazima participate some rituals to send the spirit of death away. We call it in our language that teroburu. Teroburu has a purpose. Mourning has a purpose. Goyo uwi, goyo nduru ngato. Nduru no has a purpose. When a husband dies, it's a must for a wife. Mondomio gonduru. Goronduru means you have to mourn. That one means that you open up the spiritual windows, that you communicate. You alert that there's somebody. My husband has taken off the body. He has gone now to the spiritual world. Let us accept him. You see? So that one is you are like informing the spiritual, the ancestors, that so and so has gone. Now welcome him. During the time of burial, there's also what we call Goyonduru to activate and to send off this person. Now to allow the ancestors to welcome him to the spiritual world. This one was not done. The Wazee should be doing that, what we call the Teroburu and was so whatever. And also, after burial, there's what we call Chodokola. I don't know that one in the other languages. Chodokola is breaking the cord, the astral cord. So these people, when they die, they move to the astral bodies. And they cut off the cord between the living and the dead. On the third day, the husband comes. This is called the resurrection time. The husband resurrects, the dead resurrects of the third day. When these people die, they come back on the third day. They will ask you, did he come? He comes and sleeps with the wife, normally. He's in the astral bodies, you see. So that one, after the coming of the husband, the deceased, and sleeps with the wife, now you are being allowed to get somebody called the Jater. Jater will come and inherit. This Jater will come there, will not stay with the wife. No, he's just coming to break the cord between the living and the... So it's like he's making that spirit to be jealous. So it's like you meet physically, you meet a man with your wife. You will divorce that wife automatically. So that's how you do to the spirits. This man cannot stay. That person who has cut off this cord, he should not stay in that house because that spirit might kill the person.
Or he should not come back. Once he does that, he should go.
Should go. There's another inheritance, which is the brother-in-law. I saw another thing happening. Our presidents again, a deceased wife, which is not proper. That disease still have what we call the kola or chola. Kapod dhako manigi chola, ok onego bed ni obedo gi ng'ato mopogore gi the brother-in-laws who will inherit it. No. If you do that, you go with that chola into your house, and you might affect the children which are there. Dhako manigi chola should not even walk in the market, because whatever she touches in that market will be spoiled. Dhako manigi chola should not even walk in a shamba, in a garden. Everything will just burn. She should not even meet somebody who is breastfeeding. Atawa mtoto huo mama. That's why it's advisable when you go to such kind of funeral, before you give your child, you breastfeed your child, you sprinkle the milk first outside 3 times to remove that chola. Is when you give the baby
3 times.
3 times, 1, 2, 3 on your breast. You remove that 1, 2, 3 burst. When somebody's like that, meet with somebody who's breastfeeding, and you just go straight and carry the same woman carries your child, the child dies mysteriously, and they should not even walk around. Au wanafaa kuwe kwa nyumba hadi ile siku yenye machodo kola ile ya ku cut the cord, ndio wanakuwa free after wamekuwa invited. And this goes to the Luo Council. We have to educate our grandchildren and our sons. You see? Because the father knew all this and he could not speak. Because that guy is old.
But I think he's 100. He could not really make sense.
Yeah, he's old. Not that he doesn't make sense. It makes sense.
At 100 years.
Yeah, they make sense. They see things. I know life goes, there's how life goes. It's a circle. It's at 100, you're now turning to be 1 year. A child who is now 5 years, like that. But there's some senses you make. There are things when you see happening within you, you will just stop. Because those are the wise people. Those are the people we should get advice from them. They have knowledge and they're dying with those knowledge. They're going with those knowledge to the grave. But we are now like that. We are living like we are in modern life, whatever. When these things doesn't work, Ogolla will still disturb.
So in that scenario, should we blame the father or the Luo Council of Elders?
I blame two people there. I only blame the government, which were rushing to this. The state were rushing to the. Kuna state burial and kuna cultural. You have to differentiate this. You give the chance to the traditional people to work on their ways. It's when you do your state burials, there's no problem with that. They should cooperate. But the problem is with the wife. Who was having the wife? I think the father should not be blamed because he's now somebody who's aged. But the problem is with the wife because they don't see these things. That's why it was prohibited to marry somebody who is away from your tribe. Mnaweza pata kama mwelewani sana. We know Luos were marrying the closer tribes within them. But people like the Merians, the Kikuyus, they don't understand our tribes. But the near people like the lawyers and the Langos, the Kisis, at least these people are understanding because we share most of the culture with them. So it was not allowed for you to marry. They will send you away outside your tribe or outside your culture. That's why you see most people are marrying these people. Fine, they prosper, there's no problem. But the problem that they forget their home. They buy things outside. They feed only the in-laws, the other side, but forget their own mothers and fathers or their ancestral lines. These people we call the caste people. They're how wamekuwa nje. So I call upon the Luo Council of Elders. These are our elders. They don't just sleep. They should create awareness to everybody to learn all these things. Because for the another things to repeat itself again like this, it means we are throwing our culture away. We don't see the benefit of our culture. And when you do that, and there's another generation coming, tutapotea sisi wote. Because this is how we'll be doing every time when any scenario like that. Because when death occur in a family, this we call them, they're not normal things to our parents. They should be sent away and let the family free from that scenario to repeat itself. Because we call something the altars. These are altars which will always continue repeating itself in a generation after the generation when you don't deal with them during that time. So these elders, when you don't slaughter anything during the burial, pouring blood was breaking the altars that has caused the death. You are sending away but those bad omens and spirits to go away. So through pouring blood, but it's also, there were specific things. You see, this Ogolla, there are people who did not even communicate. The father did not talk. They did not release the spirit. Talking in a burial, like we say there, timoneno in language, timoneno, like talking about the spirit, the disease. There's a meaning of doing that. You are releasing, you are letting it go. But when you don't do that, you are still keeping this for yourself. Means this is going to you still tie that spirit not to go to the spiritual places.
So the father must just talk.
They must talk. It's very proper. The father must talk. The firstborn son must talk. The wife must talk. To release, these are the keys that releasing the spirit to move to the spiritual places peacefully. When you don't do that, you are tying these spirits just to move around. They don't go because you are still holding them as if they are living. You should talk to release. Like ukiwa na any problem, ukiwa na shida na mtu na huwa anapitanga tu na unanyamaza tu ongea. Unajua unaumia sana. Ukuje mwambie mimi naye niko na shida, mimi sikupendi. Alafu utapata kama ile kitu you release that pressure in you. So these are the things, people take them just normal ways, but they're very serious. Because if you don't do this, when this wife cannot be inherited, when he does, either he will kill this man, hapo ndio utapata kama mwanamke mwingine ameua wanawake karibu 3. Because this spirit did not come. The spirit was annoyed to come back and sleep because there's things we did not do right. So, if the spirit did not come back, hata walikuwa na bembelezwa, unaambiwa watu, huyo amerudi, baba nani amerudi, amekunywa uji. You see, there's a communication. These older women will tell you, nani anakunywanga uji? Unaambia uji gani? You think that the same porridge. It's not the same porridge. Kukunywa uji means analalanga. Huwa analalanga na wewe.
Conjugal rights.
Yeah. Wanapatanga uji yake ile, the conjugal right. So there was this certain message. If you are not there spiritually, you are having the spiritual, no, you could not listen. Sasa they will tell you, alirudi akakunywa uji. Or when somebody is sick, the older man is sick, atakuuliza for, baada anakuanga mtu akikuwa gonjwa, anakuwa bedroom. Atamuuliza, nani anakunywanga uji? Ndasema, ameacha kukunywa uji siku hizi. Means, mtu akishaacha kukunywa uji, this person cannot survive. Kukunywa uji, this person cannot stand. Haezi survive because that place is the last door to have strength. Even if they are almost dying, but somebody who can drink porridge there, they can still survive. That is the heaviest energy all over the body. That's why when you see a man dies, the penis will still erect. That energy will get out from that penis until the last part. You see? So when a man has failed, means he has died, the energy he cannot survive. So watamtoa umweke kwa sitting room. Sasa anatolewa kwa bedroom, anawekwa kwa sitting room. Ndio sasa atakuwa anatolewa kwa sitting room, anawekwa kuota jua. Jua pia unapata ikifika jioni in the evening, from saa 9, saa 8, saa 9, mtu afai akue, mgonjwa afai akue nje. Anaingizwa because ilongo ni chieng podho. Chieng kik podho gi jatuo oko. Chieng kik podho gi anybody. Nyathi mora manindo. When you reach that point, they wake up when these babies or the children are sleeping during the evening, they will wake up, you will wake them up because the sun is setting, is going down. So because when the sun goes down, it goes down with the bad omens. So it goes down with the death. So when those spirits going, they are coming. And when you get anybody sleeping during that time, it might be worse to these people. They might attack these people. Also sex, you should not do sex in the evening. During that time, you will destroy your destiny.
When the sun is setting, nobody should have sex.
You should not do sex during that time. When the sun is setting.
So what's the best time in the evening?
During the noon, there's no problem. The morning hours, no problem. But when the sun...
Late night, like 7, 8?
Night, there's no problem. There's no problem during the night. That's why sex is always on the night. But when the sun is setting, there's a problem. When the sun is rising, those are the time of healing. During the sunset is when people the spiritualists, do so many things. They chase away the demons, they cast away the demons. And then that time, they face these demons to attack the living. And that's where the death also, they create death during that time with the sunset. So when somebody wants to kill you, he will point you with that sunset. In our language, you will need podo. Podo means falling. You will fall with that sun. So when he from Satisa, when he does that, you won't survive. When he wants to cause sickness with you during the noontime, when the sun is still like this, you won't survive. You will be sick, untreatable. Nobody will treat you and find your sickness. When the sun is going there, that is the death. When the sun is rising, that is the healing. When somebody wants to heal you, you will be healed in the morning. We call it onyango. Onyango means you are getting that energy from yourself. Nyango means, when you nyango, you are drying something. The energy is getting into this person. That's what during that time. That's why the older person who is sick will be taken in the morning. Kuota jua. When a baby, a born baby, the babies will be taken always in the morning to receive the sun. So sun has also importance in this thing. Yeah.
So now there is this controversy where the son to Ogolla, going back to the story of Ogolla, stepped in the how do you call it, the tomb or in the grave. So what do you think are some of the spiritual implications of such?
That person, we call them Badogi, they're still having the chola. So stepping into the grave is not proper. That is showing the disrespectful. And I think he did it unknowingly, if I'm not wrong. But alikuwa na kiburi. That guy has a kiburi fulani, which is not good spiritually. The father might go against him if he's not careful. He might suffer in a spiritual attacks from the father if you're not careful. Because kutoka pale is proper. You can carry your father's casket, no problem, to the grave. That from the grave, you give a chance. You don't bury your father. You don't get into that. You can bury the father, there's no problem. But you don't step into that grave. Stepping, that is showing the disrespect. So you can, unaweza mwaga mchanga while you're doing that. But mwaga mchanga, sending off this person, by that time, you should mourn. We should mourn to send. Mourning, we say mourning is releasing the spirit. But by keeping quiet, you're just smiling, you're just okay. Death is not okay to everybody. Fine is some transformation of a new life. But when you are going to miss this person, it's not something, okay, you are telling us that sisi ndio tukue na roho ngumu na sisi ndio tumekuja kukunini matanga. Ati mkue na nguvu. She was telling people sisi ndio tukue. Those people were mourning him. Ndio wakue na nguvu. Unless sisi ndio want tumutembea. What is the problem of him? Contradictions. Because it's like, the father dies, didn't care. Was like, what now, what? He's complaining about bloggers. Bloggers aliweka babake akikufa. Fine, he was not shocked. Because, in fact, he has no relationship with the father. As according to maybe, he had no relationship, that deep relationship with the father. That's the son. When somebody has taken off from the body, now is this transcend from the physical body, we call it death. Like, you are going to miss this person. You should have a sock, just a sock kidogo. At least ushtuke kidogo, like, you are mourning this person. Hata kama you don't do it, lakini itakuwa imekuingilia. You're going to miss it. So, then unafaa usikie kama kuna kitu gap fulani imetoka kwa. Lakini this guy was just there. Like, there's no gap. Means there was no close relationship with the father.
People were saying that the father has made him strong. The father has mended him properly. And in fact, some people say that the character of that guy is the same as the character of the father.
Maybe. Strongness. So aone tu, you are going to miss somebody just strong. If soldiers cried during that time, you saw them, the fellow soldiers. So can he be stronger than those soldiers who are killing people and going to war? They're going for war and doing every sort of stuffs. Those people are the people who should be strong with the death. The soldiers were there crying, shedding tears and these are not his relatives. There was no blood relationship between, but this one is now blood relationship between the father and the son. Should be close. Even if you don't cry, like you don't show yourself doing that, but you should follow the due process. We are the cultural people. Culture must be maintained and must be respected. Because when you don't respect these cultures, it won't go well for you. It won't go well for you. Must be respected. Because these cultures were made by our ancestors. We are now spirits. So when you don't respect them, you just go, but I don't blame him because he's now on another culture. Because he's too much on the mother side. Any son who is too much on the mother side, you have no say to that. Because what will you say? And the guy the father who was feeling the pain, you see how he was like, the pain was being felt by the father. And nobody cares about him. He was just there alone. Nobody cares about this mzee who is under. How does he feels about this death? Nobody was closer to him. Nobody was consoling him. He was just there alone. He felt the pain. Doing that, when this mzee dies, he might curse that family. I'm telling you, he might curse this family because he's seeing he has lost everything. With his son, he doesn't see anybody. That is not a son from that place. That is not a son from Luos. No, he's a son from Merus. He's not a son. He won't come back to that place. Will he come back even to live there? Nobody. He will not. Maybe he will go to the mother's side. That's how they do. They will go to their mother's side. But now the mzee has lost everything because that is the only son he had. Ingekuwa, let me just be frank with you. Ingekuwa just a Luo person dies somewhere, marrying a Luo lady. Saizi ungekuwa, how many side chicks zimekuja pale na watoto? It's not a joke. He has left so many people, so many seeds. Na huyu sasa Ogolla amekufa na mtoto mmoja. Nani atakuja? Huyu mtoto mmoja pia ameenda astray. Ule pia amekuwa outcast. The Luo. Who will take over the inheritance of the family? That guy is taking the inheritance of the father. Because according to their cultures, the son is for the mother. But us here, according to our culture, the son is for the father. Now, when it comes to the father now with Luos, after the sending, huyo jamaa angesindikishwa kutoka hapa, convoy ingemtoa hapa from hapa hadi nini, ingekuwa wangapi? Imagine how many people, like during the training, I don't know, alikuwa metrain when Ogolla was in Gilgil, I don't know. How many Luos here? So unaona vile sasa the problem with these Luo ladies, wametumiwa fare na wakakula fare ya Ogolla. Saizi wangekuwa wameleta watoto pale. Nobody is complaining that Ogolla had a child. No. But I'm advising anybody who is a Luo man. Let me just tell you, this is frank and this has been happening everywhere. When you just list those people who have married this, I think I had also, I had married in that tribe, same tribe. So when you marry to those tribes, you don't be with one wife. And I've seen several burials happening where these people are marrying the Luos, the Kikuyus, the Merus, and the other tribes. Also the Merus, the Kikuyus. They are good people in business, they progress and whatever. But when it comes to now maintaining the culture, they cannot. When you marry them, make sure you have a Tieno Anyango here for backup. So when you die, you have other kids here. Because when you die, they will take away the kids and go and go.
The family will never see them.
The family will never see them. This is not like ethnicity, tribalism. No, it's not like tribal. That is the culture. They're maintaining. The children are for the mother. But us is equating the children for the father. So when you marry that, when you have a wife, my friend, look for the second wife. It's a must. Go look for the second wife. Just a mere advice. If you don't do that, you will be buried alone. And that family, that's how mambo zako zitaisha. Ndoto takuwa. Unaona sisi, tukizaa watoto, hata tukizaa na wazungu, unapata Obama alirudi from the US until here because US culture, it's for the man. The boy is for the man. Hata alikuwa amefuata mama yake, is for the man. But now the culture of Kikuyu, you cannot even change. Mumbi and whatever, these are the women who are controlling the families. You see? Na sisi men are controlling the families. So if they marry from that way, it's good, but they bring progress and whatever. They're good business people and oriented and fast thinkers. When you marry them, at least you prosper. But the problem is you prosper in their places. Like you see, few people have done that. I don't want to mention anybody, and they have done that. When you see their investment, are not in loan answer, but they have so many things. They have so many millions. They own so many millions property, multi-million properties, but in their Kiambu, some of them in Karen, Kiambu, Kikuyu, and whatever so called. So, Kajiado huko ndio penye wametupwa. So when you die, huku nyumbani kwenu iko na matope. Your mother's places. My friend, when you are a man, you should water your roots. This is your ancestral place, where you were born. Water that place. If you don't water your place, means that there's no way you can be on the other side of the family, but you forget the family that has raised you, take you to school, give you everything. See, the mother and the father is suffering and you are busy. You should balance them. Don't be too busy on the other side while you are not busy on the father's place. When these people are crying, my friend, your life is not going well. When your father and your mother is crying because you are doing, when your grandfather is crying because you've left him, you think you will, because that is part of you. When he's crying about you neglecting him, you won't go well in life. The same thing will happen to you because this life is a circle. Your grandson will also do this to you. Your son will also do this to you. If you don't water your roots, the fruits, you won't bear the fruits. The leaves will dry.
Yeah. Now that the damage has been done already, we have had those two events whereby our president hugged the deceased, the wife. The son stepped into the grave. Is there any remedy? So what should be done so that everything now goes all right?
You know, when you talk about the president, I think the hug of the president take that one as a state hug. No problem. That's a state hug, no problem to him, no problem. Spirituality has a problem, it has a problem. We call them nyaka jogi manyasi. Mama ni nyaka manyasi, mona mio konyo ini. Boys ni nyaka manyasi. Mother manyasi means you cleanse yourself from this spiritual attack, for them not to affect you. You see? No, it can also affect the president. You think it's a joke. When the spirit becomes too strong, I know the president is also a man of
culture, by the way.
Of culture. Yeah, he's also a man of culture. He normally respected the culture, actually. But maybe our culture might be different with their culture. So, it is not a problem. Maybe it's not a problem. It depends on their culture. Because sometimes when this culture mix together, it has no solution. Because somebody is having a different one, the other one is also having a different one. So unapata kama zimechanganya. So, but the proper way, when somebody was a Luo, and that lady is a Kikuyu, suppose the lady was a Luo, and the hag was coming from Luo, is not a state hag. You know, the state hag, you cannot talk about it. Yes. It's a state issues. That is that state issues. There's no problem with that. Maybe the friends, they are having the friend, because the friendship between him and Ogolla was also that close, as he said. That one we cannot say now. But when it comes to the normal people, let us look it in a normal perspective. It's a taboo. It's a taboo. It should be just greeted like this before the burial. Nobody goes to hug him or to do that. The son, that's also a taboo. I don't know those who know more than I know can also help on this. Because there are those who also know more than they, because there was, when you have a virus, you create antivirus. So there's antivirus for that. Maybe he goes and cleanses himself. Because when you don't do that, there's a disrespectful, he will experience spiritual attack of his father. And might start thinking, oh, somebody has bewitched him, or the bewitching is coming from the family of the father. No, these are not bewitchings. These are just going against the culture. You see? And I'm telling you, if he's also not careful, it also can also affect his marriage. Yeah, can also affect his marriage. And the lady of this, if she's not careful and follow the due process, she won't get married. Because I think she's still young. She can't even give birth. That woman is still young. Because suppose she wants to get married, it's okay. But whenever she'll be having a man beside him, like you, the man will not even last for 1 year into that house.
He'll go away.
Will run away, all fall sick, and go. Because that spirit will still, the Ogolla'S spirit was not separated. She did not divorce the deceased spirit in her. So she should divorce that spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe, they're saying they're organizing for another proper send-off. So maybe that will be the time for cleansing everything. Let's hope so.
She won't accept because she doesn't agree on this. She can't accept. Yes. The way I saw her, actually, she doesn't agree on culture. We call them the modern women. Yeah, so there's no problem. But everything, people take them lightly like that. But later on, they normally affect it. But in a proper way, because spirituality is universal. This is whatever we do here, we find people are doing it in Nigeria. Those who are doing it in South Africa. That's why only those who doesn't know will start bringing some an understandable comment like, oh, this we don't do this, they don't do that. But for those who know, and those who know very well, the spiritualist knowledge will know whatever I'm saying is the truth. Yeah. For those who understand, but I don't talk with those who are living in town said that they understand nothing. Au wanasan tu jinsi ya kutafuta pesa. But the knowledge of spirituality, nobody knows about that. Because hata wanadharau wale wazee wenye kopali. Na wajui wale ndio library. Whatever wamesoma hapa is not even something called education. Because when somebody remove that thing, they have in their brain, yote ngolewe yote hiyo, wasem somebody has take a course of a law, course ya law, akakuwa professor. Hiyo kwa professor yote akingolewa yote ikatolewa kwa akili yake, mmoja atabaki na hakuna kitu, hata baki na anything. So that is just whatever you go and read something. But wanakuja huku wakitoka town, wanakuja na dharau wale wazazi wenye wanakwambia unafaa ufanye hivi na hivi. Hapana, nyinyi ni wazee, hiyo kitu hapana. Wazee aje nao bebe library kwa kichwa yao. So you are burying libraries to the graves. Wewe unakanga hapo na later on hizi vitu zitakuja na kuaffect. Imagine. Watakuja wanakuwa affected na hizi vitu. And so many people are suffering outside here. So many people are suffering. Some people, they are suffering because of they don't know the cause of their suffering. But ukikuja kuangalia keenly, because of just 1 to 3 walikuwa neglect. Moso hii kudivorce a diseased spirit in you imefanya watu wengi wamekosa mabwana sahi. If you don't divorce it, when you come back again to life, you're still living with that same spirit. Ile spirit inakuwa ukiwa mdogo, bado unaendelea. Ukipata bwana anatoroka, wewe unafikiria umerogwa na kwinya, hakuna kurogwa. Ile spirit haiko divorcewa kwako ndio inakuwa affect. So you have to look this thing keenly. You have to divorce this thing before now it happens.
Wow, so thank you so much for at least finding some time to come and talk to us. We have seen by their comments, they are very positive. People are saying that you should keep on educating the people who live in towns, as you say. some of them don't know anything about the culture and so on. Yeah, so I think we shall look for more time, and we shall host you to talk to people, to keep on talking to people, educating them about this knowledge. So thank you so much for finding some time to talk to us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, okay. So I'll keep on updating. Saa zingine unapata kama hiyo time na some of the materials we work with. Yeah. Ndio inakuwa problem kidogo. But we'll keep on trying to find a ways of doing also such kind of things. 0757 10 12 25 WhatsApp number, you can WhatsApp at least. Tunaweza jadiliana kidogo. I'm also solving some spiritual problems and also treating some physical diseases. So anything that we can. And also appreciating for those at least who have been engaging themselves, people from outside here, at least nikikusaidia umefaulu, we also appreciate. Yenye bado tunaendelea nayo, we also appreciate. But we really appreciate a lot. We are hoping to meet more people. Yeah.